net land use as well. Good morning, my name is Jumaane Williams and I serve as council member of the 45th District in Brooklyn. I'd like to thank the Chair of Consumer Affairs, Dan Garodnick, for having a hearing on this piece of legislation, and thank his staff for all the great work that they've done in getting information about this problem, and thank all the co-sponsors so far, particularly Councilman Fiddler, who was the co-prime with me on this very important piece of legislation. Of course, this is about in relation to the mandatory license revocation of amusement arcade or gaming cafe license for offering cash prizes or engaging in other unlawful gaming activities. Intro 1035 would effectively prevent amusement arcades and gaming cafes from engaging in and encouraging inappropriate activities in these specific spaces. Amusement arcades and gaming cafes do not have the proper license for gambling activity, and therefore should be prohibited from allowing these activities to exist in their place of business. Unlawful gaming activity is detrimental to our local community, and this legislation will help to establish our position against the promotion of such vice. Jurisdictions across this country have been battling with the proliferation of internet sweepstakes cafes in recent years. These establishments are run by the support of companies that exploit technicalities to get around anti-gambling laws by giving away chances to win prizes with the purchase of a service or product such as internet access or telephone cards. They masquerade as internet cafes when in reality they are more like mini casinos. In the area around the 45th District, I have personally visited two of these establishments, places with the names like Lucky Spot and Reels of Fortune. One of these locations was right next to a pawn shop. This fits the advice that one company, Sweeps Coach, has openly advertised. Look for a place near your customers. The kinds of businesses you may want to be near include Walmart, check cashing businesses, pawn shops, maybe slightly seedy but still safe, end quote. They are openly preying on lower income individuals, and this is not the kind of business we should want operating in New York City. I am now and have always been a strong, outspoken advocate for small business and economic development. I understand that in times of extreme economic strain, our local entrepreneurs are essential to expediting fiscal recovery. At the same time, it is equally important that businesses respect the boundaries and parameters of the law. As stated in paragraph 3 of subdivision C of section 2214 of Title 20 of the Administrative Code, no amusement arcade or gaming cafe owner or amusement operator shall offer money prizes, awards, or such other prizes which are redeemable in cash. The Department of Consumer Affairs has responsibility to enforce this law. I will go further and say that predatory practices such as those demonstrated by these types of establishments that intentionally mislead the public are shameful and should be subject to appropriate penalties. This legislation was drafted with the interest of the larger community in mind. The message we are sending is clear. We will under no circumstances tolerate businesses that attempt to take advantage of legal loopholes in order to prey on lower income individuals. I look forward to your support as we push forward this legislation that encourages responsible business practices and keep our community safe. I'd also, again, now that he's here, thank Councilmember Fiddler again for working with me on this legislation. And I would like to add, I spoke to some of these business owners, and I was appalled as I learned that what they told me wasn't true. They tried to describe themselves as not gambling for one reason or the other. It turns out that they may not even be exploiting technicalities, but they just might be in full flouting and disregarding what the law actually says, and that they are apparently just breaking the law. I'm hoping this bill will provide a hammer to bring down and also encourage more enforcement, which I think has been lacking at this time. So I want to thank the Chair again. Thank you.